Oh yeah, that looks good. I have a lot of work ahead of me. Tonight, for dinner, I'm making fresh Orrechiette with Italian sausage and Swiss chard. I've never made Orrechiette before. It'll definitely be a learning process. This pasta dough is made just using semolina flour and water. After a good amount of kneading, my dough is almost smooth. It's not perfect, but it should be good. For this, I'm going to start with some fennel. A little bit of chili powder, garlic powder, black pepper, red pepper flakes, finally salt. I'll add that to my pound of ground pork. Since my last video, I've actually made a couple minor upgrades to my SUV camper. The first one is these condiment containers. With elastic straps, I attached a small magnet to the bottle, so they're able to stay there against the side of the stove drawer, and they don't fall over or move around while driving. I also have one on my lighter as well. The next one is in this drawer. I now have squarish containers that I use for various spices. I have a big one for flour, I have a big one for sugar, and then I also have rice containers at the bottom of that. These allow me just to stay better organized and to store more bulk ingredients, which I use more often. Finally, the last thing I did is I installed a skid plate on the front. This one is from No Low Designs. It's made for Honda Pilots and Honda Ridgelines, and it probably took about 45 minutes to install, so it was pretty easy. So far I haven't really heard it being in use, but I know it'll definitely save me in the future. Last thing is some anchovies. These will kind of add a lot of umami to the dish. You won't even really taste any fishiness, it'll just be extra savoriness. There we have everything for the pasta. I'm going to shape the pasta now, and I think I'll do it inside the car where it's a little bit less windy. Before I get too far, see if I know the technique. So I think push down and pull. Kind of looks more like cavatelli. I think my roll might be too big. Sorta. That's almost there. Shape is not great. That might be the trick. If you press down on the side that you just cut, it seems to stick a little bit better to the knife, and it's also round as well. That was just a quarter of the dough. Probably have like 10 pieces. After about 30 minutes of work, I have about 2 portions of decent orrechiette. It's definitely tedious, but it's getting faster at the end, and some of them don't even look too bad. I probably have some technique errors, so I'm gonna cook this up, and then I'll enjoy the fruit of my labor. The sun's starting to go down. It's gonna be a beautiful sunset. Dinner's coming along well. I'm really looking forward to this. It's the first time I've made handmade pasta in a while. And I haven't made the shape before, so we'll see how it turns out. Load up olive oil. I forgot my fresh garlic, so just use some garlic powder. Throw in Fresno chilies. Seems like a lot of fat, but that's going to be all the sauce for the pasta. I'm going to run those anchovies. And some fresh sage as well. My water's boiling. I'm going to add in the Swiss chard. As well as my pasta. Alright, there we have it. I'm just going to garnish this with a few things and we'll be all set. Some fresh pecorino romano, breadcrumbs, finally some sage leaves. Oh yeah, that looks good. Made a mess, but that's okay. It's part of the fun. So there we have it. Fresh handmade orrechiette with Italian sausage, Fresno chilies, sage, pecorino romano, and breadcrumbs. Let's go enjoy this in the car. Got my beverage, fresh pasta. Wow, that is great. This might be one of the best meals I cooked in my car. Pasta is such a nice texture. Got a little bit of chew to it. The Swiss chard is surprisingly really nice in here. I was expecting it to be a little bit bitter. Breadcrumbs add some nice crunch. That Italian sausage is nice. It's a little spicy, but not too much. We'll have this recipe in the description if you would like to try this out yourself. The fresh sage is a little much, but other than that, everything is great. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. There it is. Another delicious camping meal in the books. If you're curious how long that took me, I got to this spot about 4:30, and it's now about 7 p.m. So all in all, that took me about 2 hours to whip together. It honestly went by pretty quick. It wasn't too bad, and I don't think I'd hesitate to do it again. I was in no way moving fast either. I was working pretty leisurely. That's Idaho Springs down there. There's definitely a lot of traffic noise right here, but in the car you don't really notice it. Hanging out in the car. I got my bedroom all set up, or my laundry. I got the curtains up, as well as the window covers. That'll keep it warmer in here and darker in here so I can sleep in the morning. The rest of my night, I think I'm gonna watch a movie and enjoy the city lights. Might not be able to see that very well, but those are the city lights, and they actually look quite nice from this angle. It's nice and quiet in here, and now the car's all warmed up, I'm nice and warm in here as well. My night's over. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is about noon right now. I slept very well last night. It was nice and quiet. Really didn't get too cold. Felt pretty good this morning. As you can see, this mortar and pestle coffee grinds pretty decent, but it's definitely bigger granules than like a machine grinded coffee. So the trick to this is to just let it bloom for a little bit longer than you usually would. So just start with a little bit of water. Once all the granules are hydrated, and I just let it sit for 3 or 4 minutes just to let all the coffee start to work its way out of the beans. It's a little trick. You can just cook it right in the bag. If you have a binder clip, you can just clip it onto something. To this, I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar and some cinnamon. Just pour the water right in. There's plenty of room in the bag, so you can make it as wet as you would like. Coffee's bloomed, so I'm just gonna do the standard pour over method. My coffee and oatmeal are done. I'm gonna cook up some of this Italian sausage from yesterday. This coffee is pretty good. It's definitely better than any pre-ground stuff. The sausage turned out pretty good. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.